What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to tonight's late night agenda, Liverpool news roundup show. Slightly off topic for the Reds, but what we do know is France are into the World Cup final to take on Argentina. And if I'm Deschamps, I'm playing Canade over Upamecano because he is just a better defender. There, I said it, but I mean it. I think he's so much better. So look, we are here tonight as always to go through the latest news stories surrounding our beloved football club. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. Do drop a like on the video and please do hit that subscribe button because we are closing in on 155,000 Anfield Agenda family members, and the more the merrier. So look, let's get into it, and I've got a bit of promising news for once. It's been reported today by Rudy Galetti, who said Liverpool is the club that to date have shown the greatest interest in Gvardiol. That's pretty sweet. I'll take that. I thought that he was most likely Chelsea bound. He could still be. But Leipzig have once again unearthed an unbelievably good defender. He has a contract extension that was signed that keeps him there till 2027. But again, they are a selling club and every player will have a price. And we aren't really in need of a centre-back, like dire need of a centre-back, but, you know, you got to look to the future. Van Dijk's getting no younger. Matip's getting no younger. Joe Gomez, we're still a little bit unsure as to which Joe Gomez we're going to get when he takes to the field. So if Gvardiol was available and there's any way we could make it happen, I don't know about you good folks, but for me, yes please. He is right there at the tippity top of my list of defensive targets I'd like to see Liverpool go for. I'd all but given up on it in my own head because everything I had read and seen kind of suggested that Chelsea was most likely destination. And look, that could still be the case. But just to report again, Rudy Galetti has said Liverpool are the club that to date has shown the greatest interest in Gvardiol. And if I'm not mistaken, not that this holds too much weight in these conversations, but I think he could be a Liverpool fan himself. And he certainly spoke about wanting to come play in the Premier League someday. So, look, let's wait and see how this one develops. But it's certainly news that, you know, will make us smile as Liverpool fans because any Red I've spoke to has seen this guy in the World Cup and been blown away by him. So let me know your thoughts on it. We will move on to the next topic tonight, and I want to speak about Enzo Fernandez because yet again, Marca have been, I was going to say talking today, but really writing again today. And the reason I bring them up is because they say Liverpool could activate Enzo Fernandez release clause, but for just £77 million, 30 million less than reports. So I don't know what or who to believe with regards to the price of Enzo Fernandez. But what I can say comfortably is he's a very decent midfield player, but I don't put him on the same level as Jude Bellingham in my aspirations or in my desires for who Liverpool bring in. If he came alongside Jude Bellingham, brilliant. Let's have at it. And there's some more positive signs as well today with regards to Liverpool's spending willingness. I was going to say budget, but their willingness to spend. And I will move on to that in a little bit. I'll probably finish up tonight's video with that one. But just again to reiterate, Mark are saying that 77 million could be enough to trigger his release clause, which we were all led to believe is 120 million euro. They go on to say the Argentine midfielder was thought to have a release clause similar to 110 million pound, but reports in Spain suggest that Liverpool could activate the clause for 30 million less. There you go. I don't know, again, if this is almost Marca and Real Madrid trying to convince us that this should be the player we're going after to leave them free for Jude Bellingham. I don't know. And I don't know if it will be a case of one or the other, because I think it could be a case of both, or Bellingham and another very good midfielder. So let's wait and see on this one. Again, I see reports today from Fabrizio and others that say things like no final decision has been made on Bellingham's future. Liverpool are believed to be the front runners, yada, yada, yada. Well, that's because we are. And that's because his family do, from all accounts, view Liverpool as the best fit for him. And because he does want to come back and play in the Premier League. So for me on this one, I'm just going to be as consistent as I have been. It'll be about the fee. If Liverpool can agree a fee, Bellingham comes to Liverpool. If they can't, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see where he ends up. But right now, don't let anybody fool you. Don't let anybody worry you. Don't let anybody try and twist the knife. We are leading that race. Make no bones about it. There's no two ifs, ands or buts about it. We are leading that race. And Deservedly so, in my opinion, because we have put a lot of work into this, to the project, to selling the club, the vision, the advancement of Bellingham's career. And his family are very clever people. Bellingham's a very clever man. They can look at Liverpool and they know that there's a gap in that Liverpool midfield where he will get playing time. He will be allowed to continue his development. He will be allowed to make a mistake or two if he does. If he went to Real Madrid, he's going to have to fight with Kroos, with Modric, with Tchouaméni, with Camavinga, with Valverde, and he will be another player. And he doesn't want to be another player. He wants to be the best player he can possibly be. And that's why Liverpool are the best pick for him. It's as simple as that in my eyes. We move on to another bit of news, though, and that is around Amrabat. So there's a journalist from Foot Mercado who, well, the journalist mightn't be from Foot Mercado, but Foot Mercado are crediting a journalist called Anas Bakar to say that Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp is set for a second meeting with the representatives of Sofyan Amrabat after the World Cup. Again, the fact that Klopp's interest in Amrabat preceded the World Cup shows you how good our scouting system is. And from what I've seen of him at the World Cup, and I haven't seen much of him at club level, I won't lie, I wouldn't have even thought of his name before the World Cup. But our scouts did, and our manager did, and that's a really good sign, because Amrabat looks like a very, very honest, tidy, hard-working footballer. The type of midfield player that Jurgen Klopp loves. So if a deal can be done, hopefully in January, because let's be honest, we need a midfielder quickly. I know Fiorentina are saying that they're not going to sell him in the January market. It's understandable that clubs don't want to sell some of their better players in January, but if it can be done, if Liverpool can find a way to do it, I'd be more than happy to have him at the club, because he looks like a proper player. And the last bit of news, I did say to you I'd give you some encouragement with regards to the finances and why Liverpool may be able to keep spending or willing to keep spending. So David Lynch has been credited as saying sources close to the club in the aftermath of the acquisition of Darwin Núñez, sources close to the club stated in the aftermath of the acquisition of Darwin Núñez that large transfer fees are unlikely to represent a significant stumbling block when it comes to future deals. I don't know about you, but that is music to my ears. The fact that Liverpool now realise we are in a world where you have to pay for the big players, the top talent, and that's where we're shopping at. And that's where we should be shopping at. And yeah, we're level down from your Mbappes and whatnot, but the likes of your Bellinghams, your Enzo Fernandez, your Gvardiols, Liverpool know if they want the right players, they've got to pay the money. And this is good to see that David Lynch has been briefed, or club sources have told people that, yeah, we know we have to spend, we know we need to rebuild, and we're willing to do it. I'm taking that as a massive positive. And yeah, I mean, we've had an up and down few weeks, haven't we? We've had all the stuff around, Julian Ward leaving, and the guy who does the statistical analysis leaving, and we hadn't got a club doctor, and all this other stuff that was trying to be spun in the media into Liverpool in crisis. And very quickly, all that shifts and the good times seem to be coming back, with the positive news around Bellingham being most likely, Liverpool being the front runners there, which I've been saying for the longest time. The stuff around Gvardiol today, that's great news as well. And of course the Amrabat situation and the Enzo stuff. So nothing is confirmed until they're holding up the jersey, and what we used to call the Melwood lean has taken place, now the Kirby lean. But I'm feeling pretty optimistic about it. And one question I keep getting asked by everyone is, do you think that the quietness around the takeover is a good thing or a bad thing? And the honest answer for me is, I don't know, but I would much rather it be played out privately than in public. So whatever is going to happen, I hope that one day soon we just wake up, we click on the internet, and we get the news, because these things deserve to be played out behind the scenes privately for me. So that's where I am, my friends. Again, appreciate your time as always. Let me know your thoughts on the topics I spoke about tonight. Are you confident about the Gvardiol stuff? Would the fact that maybe 30 million less would be the release clause for Enzo Fernandez, would that soften up your stance or make you want him even more? And of course, do you agree or disagree that the Jude Bellingham situation isn't entirely finished yet? I think barring a transfer fee with Dortmund. It is, but, you know, others have other opinions. So I will chat to you really soon, my friends. Drop a like on the video, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Much love. Bye-bye.